Welcome to Amazing Life One Channel Guides. Today, you watching Lucille Ball, American actress and comedian, lifestyle, biography, and beautiful photos. I hope you enjoy this video. Like, share, subscribe. Channel. Thank you for watching video. Your favorite actress, model, singer, celebrity, biography, photos, images. If you want to see, please comment.
Starting. Who was Lucille Ball? Lucille Ball got her start as a singer, model and film star before becoming one of America's top comedic actresses with the 1950s TV show I Love Lucy, co-starring on the show with her husband, Desi Arnaz. The two divorced in 1960, and Ball went on to star in The Lucy Show and Here's Lucy while also becoming a top TV executive. She died in 1989. Early life. Ball was born on August 6, 1911, in Jamestown, New York, to Henry Durrell Ball and his wife Desiree. The elder of the couple's two children, her brother, Fred, was born in 1915. Ball had a hardscrabble childhood shaped by tragedy and a lack of money. Ball's father, Henry, or Had, as he was known to his family, was an electrician, and not long after his daughter's birth he relocated the family to Montana for work. Then it was off to Michigan, where Had took a job as a telephone lineman with the Michigan Bell Company. Life came undone in February 1915 when Had was struck with typhoid fever and died. For Ball, just 3 years old at the time, her father's death not only set in motion a series of difficult childhood hurdles, but also served as the young girl's first real significant memory. "I do remember everything that happened," she said. "Hanging out the window, begging to play with the kids next door who had measles, the doctor coming, my mother weeping. I remember a bird that flew in the window, a picture that fell off the wall." Desiree, still reeling from her husband's unexpected death and pregnant with Fred, packed up and returned to Jamestown, New York, where she eventually found work in a factory and a new husband, Ed Peterson. Peterson, though, wasn't a fan of kids, especially young ones, and with Desiree's blessing, he decided the two of them would move to Detroit without her children. Fred moved in with Desiree's parents, while Ball was forced to make a new home with Ed's folks. For Ball that meant contending with Peterson's stern mother, who didn't have much money to lavish on her step-granddaughter. The family, Ball would later recall, lacked enough money even for school pencils. Early career. Finally, at age 11, Ball reunited with her mother when Desiree and Ed returned to Jamestown. Even then, Ball had an itch to do something big, and when she was 15 she convinced her mother to allow her to enroll in a New York City drama school. But despite her longing to make it on the stage, Ball was too nervous to draw much notice. "I was a tongue-tied teenager spellbound by the school's star pupil, Betty Davis," said Ball. The school finally wrote her mother, "Lucy's wasting her time and ours. She's too shy and reticent to put her best foot forward." She remained in New York City, however, and by 1927 Ball, who had started calling herself Diane Belmont, found work as a model, first for fashion designer Hattie Carnegie, and then, after overcoming a debilitating bout of rheumatoid arthritis, for Chesterfield Cigarettes. In the early 1930s, Ball, who had dyed her chestnut hair blonde, moved to Hollywood to seek out more acting opportunities. Work soon followed, including a stint as one of the 12 Goldwyn Girls, to promote the 1933 Eddie Cantor flick Roman Scandals. She landed a role as an extra in the Ritz Brothers film The Three Musketeers, and then in 1937 earned a sizable part in Stage Door, starring Katharine Hepburn and Ginger Rogers. Personal life. In 1940, Ball met Cuban-born bandleader Desi Arnaz while filming the Rogers and Hart stage hit Too Many Girls. When they met again on the second day, the two connected immediately and eloped the same year. Although Arnaz was drafted into the Army in 1942, he ended up being classified for limited service due to a knee injury. As a result, Arnaz stayed in Los Angeles, organizing and performing USO shows for wounded GIs being brought back from the Pacific. Ball filed for divorce in 1944, obtaining an interlocutory decree. However, Arnaz and she reconciled, which precluded the entry of a final decree. On July 17, 1951, 1 month before her 40th birthday, Ball gave birth to daughter Lucy Desiree Arnaz. A year and a half later, Ball gave birth to her second child, Desiderio Alberto Arnaz IV, known as Daisy Arnaz Jr. Before he was born, I Love Lucy was a solid ratings hit, and Ball and Arnaz wrote the pregnancy into the show. Ball's necessary and planned caesarean section in real life was scheduled for the same date that her television character gave birth. Several demands were made by CBS, insisting that a pregnant woman could not be shown on television, nor could the word, pregnant, be spoken on air. After approval from several religious figures, the network allowed the pregnancy storyline, but insisted that the word, expecting, be used instead of, pregnant. Arnaz garnered laughs when he deliberately mispronounced it as, spectin. The episode's official title was, Lucy is enceinte, borrowing the French word for pregnant. However, episode titles never appeared on the show. The episode aired on the evening of January 19, 1953, with 44 million viewers watching Lucy Ricardo welcome little Ricky, while in real life Ball delivered her second child, Daisy Jr. That same day in Los Angeles. The birth made the cover of the first issue of TV Guide for the week of April 3 to 9, 1953. In October 1956, Ball, Arnaz, Vance, and William Frawley all appeared on a Bob Hope special on NBC, including a spoof of I Love Lucy, the only time all four stars were together on a color telecast. By the end of the 1950s, Desilu had become a large company, causing a good deal of stress for both Ball and Arnaz. On March 3, 1960, a day after Desi's 43rd birthday, and one day after the filming the final episode of the Lucy Daisy Comedy Hour, Ball filed papers in Santa Monica Superior Court, claiming married life with Daisy was a nightmare, and nothing at all as it appeared on I Love Lucy. On May 4, 1960, the couple divorced. However, until his death in 1986, Arnaz and Ball remained friends and often spoke very fondly of each other. Her real-life divorce indirectly found its way into her later television series, as she was always cast as an unmarried woman, each time a widow. The following year, Ball starred in the Broadway musical Wildcat, which co-starred Keith Andes and Paula Stewart. It marked the beginning of a 30-year friendship with Stewart, who introduced Ball to second husband Gary Morton, a Borscht Belt comic who was 13 years her junior. According to Ball, Morton claimed he had never seen an episode of I Love Lucy due to his hectic work schedule. She immediately installed Morton in her production company, teaching him the television business and eventually promoting him to producer. He also played occasional bit parts on her various series. Ball was outspokenly against the relationship her son had with actress Patty Duke. Later, commenting on when her son dated Liza Minnelli, she was quoted as saying, "I miss Liza, but you cannot domesticate Liza." Illness and death. On April 18, 1989, Ball complained of chest pain at her home in Beverly Hills, and was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, where she was diagnosed with a dissecting aortic aneurysm and underwent surgery to repair her aorta and a successful 7-hour aortic valve replacement. Shortly after dawn on April 26, Ball awoke with severe back pain, then lost consciousness. She died at 5:47 a.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time at the age of 77. Doctors determined that Ball had succumbed to a ruptured abdominal aortic aneurysm not directly related to her surgery. In accordance with Ball's wishes, her body was cremated and the ashes were initially interred in Forest Lawn, Hollywood Hills Cemetery in Los Angeles. In 2002, her children moved her remains to the Hunt family plot at Lakeview Cemetery in Jamestown, New York, where her parents and grandparents are buried. Her brother's remains were also interred there in 2007. Recognition and legacy. Ball was the recipient of tributes, honors, and many prestigious awards throughout her career and posthumously. On February 8, 1960, she was given 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. One at 6436 Hollywood Boulevard for contributions to motion pictures, and one at 6100 Hollywood Boulevard for her contribution to the arts and sciences of television. In 1976, CBS paid tribute to Ball with the 2-hour special CBS Salutes Lucy, the first 25 years. On December 7, 19, she was born on was renamed Lucy Street. Ball was among Time magazine's 100 most important people of the century. On June 7, 1990, Universal Studios Florida opened a walk-through attraction dedicated to Ball, Lucy, a tribute, which featured clips of shows and various pieces of trivia about her, along with items owned by or associated with Lucille, and an interactive quiz for guests. The attraction was permanently closed on August 17, 2015. On August 6, 2001, the United States Postal Service honored what would have been her 90th birthday with a commemorative postage stamp as part of its Legends of Hollywood series. Ball appeared on 39 covers of TV Guide, more than any other person, including its first cover in 1953 with her baby son, Desi Arnaz Jr. TV Guide voted Lucille Ball as the greatest TV star of all time, and it later commemorated the 50th anniversary of I Love Lucy with 8 collector covers celebrating memorable scenes from the show. In 2008, it named I Love Lucy the second best television program in American history, after Seinfeld. For her contributions to the women's movement, Ball was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame in 2001. The Friars Club named a room in its New York clubhouse for Lucille Ball, the Lucille Ball Room. She was posthumously awarded the Legacy of Laughter award at the 5th Annual TV Land Awards in 2007. In November 2007, Lucille Ball was chosen as number 2 on a list of the 50 greatest TV icons. However, a public poll chose her as number 1. On August 6, 2011, Google's homepage displayed an interactive doodle of 6 classic moments from I Love Lucy to commemorate what would have been Ball's 100th birthday. On the same day, a total of 915 Ball lookalikes converged on Jamestown to celebrate the birthday and set a new world record for such a gathering. Since 2009, a statue of Ball has been on display in Soleron, New York, that residents deemed scary and not accurate, earning it the nickname Scary Lucy. On August 1, 2016, it was announced that a new statue of Ball would replace it on August 6. However, the old statue had become a local tourist attraction after receiving media attention, and it was placed 75 yards, 69 meters, from its original location so visitors could view both statues. In 2015, it was announced that Ball would be played by Cate Blanchett in an untitled biographical film, to be written and directed by Aaron Sorkin, and in January 2021, Nicole Kidman was in talks to portray Ball instead of Blanchett. A 2017 episode of Will and Grace paid homage to Ball by replicating the 1963 shower scene from the episode, Lucy and Viv Put in a Shower, from The Lucy Show. 3 years later, an entire episode was dedicated to her by recreating 4 scenes from I Love Lucy. Ball's character Lucy Ricardo was portrayed by Gillian Anderson in the American Gods episode, The Secret of Spoons, 2017. Ball was portrayed by Sarah Drew in the play I Love Lucy. A funny thing happened on the way to the sitcom, a comedy about how Ball and her husband battled to get their sitcom on the air. It premiered in Los Angeles on July 12, 2018, co-starring Oscar Nunez as Desi Arnaz, and Seamus Dever as I Love Lucy producer head writer Jess Oppenheimer. The play was written by Oppenheimer's son, Greg Oppenheimer. Ball was a well-known gay rights supporter, stating in a 1980 interview with People, "It's perfectly all right with me. Some of the most gifted people I've ever met or read about are homosexual. How can you knock it?